Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing, reminding you once more that this show survives on the support of its audience. If you like our cynical sense of humor, you can help us do more of it with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. Just visit patreon.com/FistShark or click that big Patreon button at fistshark.com. And thanks for listening.
I missed last year's Shaman review, and I want to make sure I'm 100% prepared this year come in. I have all of the papers ready.
It's a process. Like, it's a thing. You gotta be prepared when you go to meet the shaman. I mean, it's kind of like the IRS in terms of, wanting to have all of your paperwork in order.
Gotta have all your ducks in a row. But it is an honor. It's an honor to be selected by the company to see the shaman for the biannual shaman review.
Yeah, it's a big deal. That's really showing a lot of confidence in you.
Well, no, I'm certainly very excited. I just, I want to make sure I'm prepared. I have all of our financial statements in order, and I just, want to get his
blessing. Wait, hang on. What order do you have the financial statements in? Because that's crucial.
Well, by quarter, obviously. I mean,
Oh, no. No.
No, you do not need to. No. Have you got the finger bones? You got a velvet bag of finger bones?
No, I mean, what does that have to do with?
Right.
Okay, we're really gonna have to go back.
Take Conrad's.
Yep.
Conrad's got a bag. He's got a velvet bag. It's got to be velvet. The shaman shouldn't notice if you've not got your own and you're borrowing another vessel's bag of bones.
It should be fine.
What you got to do is you got to draw a hexagonal grid on the floor, sort of 12 by 12 hexagons on the floor. You then cast the bones into that grid formation. Okay. And that's how you arrange the financial reports. The rest will be once you see where the bones fall, you'll know where to arrange and how to arrange the files.
Well, I'm glad we caught it, because you do not want to go into the shaman with that paperwork out of order.
Okay, so let me back this up a second. So he's not reviewing our documentation. This is
he's reviewing our documentation.
Look, column A, column B situation here. This is an important financial event for the company. You've got to make sure that you've got all of our quarterly financial results. You've got to have the latest stock impressions that we have in the NASDAQ, and also the Dow is another one of the money things that I know. So you got to have that.
You have to have all of that. And then you're going to need about, 12 ounces of virginal blood.
Well, obviously.
You need to have that package of Dead Sea salt.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there is no such thing as too much Dead Sea salt.
From the Dead Sea, not any sea.
No, it's got to be specifically Dead Sea salt.
Hang on, because we really are getting ahead of ourselves. It's two different... You need two different vials of salt, okay? You need Dead Sea salt, which is salt from the Dead Sea, and you need dead sea salt, which is sea salt that can come from any sea, but it's got to be dead.
Okay. So let me get this straight. Bag of bones.
Yeah.
Vial of dead sea salt. Second vial of dead sea salt. Virginal blood. Yep. And the financial
report. A rat skull, and you need that rat skull full of hemp.
Okay. Is that dried or is that...
that user's choice.
Okay. What does the shaman prefer?
He honestly will judge your performance and the performance of the company on the choice you make at that time. I would say go with your heart. We've never had a bad review on the hempen rat skull.
And you two have done this before.
I've done the shaman run about 3 times, yeah. First one was in 97, and I actually kind of messed it up that year a little bit because the joss sticks were not regulation length. And I did not wear the leaf dress that was left for me on the outskirts of the woods. You will find it if you look carefully. There'll be a wooden mask with antlers and the leaf dress. Make sure you put that on. I found the mask.
And after your incident, they sort of made some steps to sort of make that that leaf skirt stand out a little bit more. Because, I can understand at the clearing edge of the forest looking, and it could have just looked like a pile of leaves.
Yeah, well, now what they do is they've got I hesitate to call it a horse. It's horse-like, and it will just kind of nod its head kind of towards where the dress is.
Right, but it means you know to look for it.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be an issue.
You cannot miss the quasi-horse.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is this is all good information. I mean, when I was talking to the shaman's assistant over the phone, none of this came up, so...
Well, they expect that you know.
I love Fabul, but he really is more concerned about, like, how shoes work.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's very busy. The shaman has a lot of appointments, and managing all of that work has got to be, a tremendous amount of strain on Fabul. I mean, I have a lot of sympathy for his assistant.
Absolutely.
For the shaman's assistant.
I mean,
he's just brutal role.
He's from Waltham, and then he was whisked away to the swamp, where he dresses in essentially shit. Had to change his name from Jack to Fabul. And can't wear shoes anymore. And he loved shoes.
Yeah, he does. He brings them up a lot. You'll notice that. And actually, if I were you, I wouldn't wear anything too flashy in terms of shoes. I would go with flats. Because, if you wear something fashionable, that's all you're going to hear about the whole time you're there from Fabul. And it's going to be,
to be honest,
really irritating.
To be honest, you're probably best off not wearing shoes at all and just sticking your feet in a pair of bats.
That would show readiness, because, I mean, you're already prepared. That I know it doesn't have to technically happen until the third phase of the ritual. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, if you show up early with them, shows you're prepared. The shaman appreciates that. And you want the shaman to look kindly upon you. A lot of the financial future of the company depends upon what the shaman tells us. And, I mean, I don't want to say that he may be dishonest, but we pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, like, how much money? I mean, he doesn't just collect a normal financial advisor fee?
No.
Well, no, I mean, he collects a normal upfront fee, but I'm talking about the under-the-table bribe money that we pay to the shaman to ensure a favorable outlook.
Yeah.
It might lead one to think he could be corruptible.
And then the main issue is, and we couldn't really explain it to the IRS in any way, is that we can't really write jewels and gems off on an invoice.
Right.
He's paid primarily in precious stones and milk.
I mean, is there any chance that one of you could come with me?
No, they're very clear about that. You have to go alone.
Very alone. Apart from, obviously, your rucksack full of the essential materials. Your financial results, the hempen rat skull, the bat shoes, the antlered mask. You need the gloves of inks, the Forsaken umbilical cord, a full client list up to and including our latest sign-on of Selena Gomez. God, I hate her.
Oh, the black candle made from the bees of Lichtvaka.
Yes.
You'll need those.
Yes. Imhotep's burial robe.
Now you can get that candle actually down at the 7-Eleven, but make sure it's the one with the bees of Iktakal, and not just your standard black candle, because I screwed that up one year. And I still cannot grow hair in some places. So
all right, yeah, I'll read through storage too.
Yeah, and
there might be some odds and ends in there.
Mm-hmm. And this is very important. You got to bring Pringles, but they can't be in a tube. They've got to be bagged.
No crumbs. Okay, you make sure that the crumbs are out of that bag, if any should form, before you get to the shaman. The shaman does not brook a broken Pringle. What are we doing with Brendan Fraser, guys?
This year? I have...
Yeah.
No, I've been thinking about it, because I like where he is right now. I feel like, at least for last season, it was very feng shui to have him out by the window, but feng shui is not really in this season.
Well, and I'm starting to worry that he might be getting some sun bleaching in that spot, right?
I had the same issue. I feel like, because he sits at the window facing into the office, and I'm worried the back of his head's going a bit light.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but I think he's in a good place. I think that's a nice spot.
Well,
I think it's very active, lots of flow, lots of people walking around.
Yeah, I mean, that's great and all. don't get me wrong, I love Brendan Fraser in the window. But I've been working a lot more with children's television executives, and as you know, children just violently react to seeing Brendan Fraser. Like, they just get nauseous.
I have to drop a sheet over him if we have, Trevor's kids come in sometimes. Just, they come home from school and wait for him to finish work. I often have to drape a sheet over the Brendan, just so that they don't they find his face upsetting. So I was thinking maybe this year we could move him out of the main office. Maybe put him sort of out in the corridor, out in the hallway next to the ferns. I just feel like that would kind of brighten the corridor up a bit if we had a Brendan out there.
Well, it might also make sense to do a little sprucing up. I mean, maybe throw some Miracle Grow on him.
Yeah,
actually,
he's starting to...
I was thinking maybe we could go full chia this year.
Full chia?
And do a chia Brendan. Yeah. We'll get the seed packets, we'll spread it all around, and, and just watch our Brendan Fraser grow.
He'll grow within days.
Yeah, it'll be pretty impressive, I think.
I think if we popped a chia Brendan maybe in the middle of the boardroom desk here, that would be a nice centerpiece. It would certainly be a talking point.
Oh, but you know what the problem with that is, though?
Uh-huh.
Craig will eat it.
That's true. Craig will eat most grass.
And it'll wind up looking uneven. And
yeah, the goats might get at him too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, rather than go that route, I was thinking maybe if we apply like a nice lacquer finish to him, maybe some like wood staining, get a kind of whole rustic look going to Brendan. Get some of those chains that they used to distress cupboards and give them a go on him once we varnish him up. Give him that distressed antique look. And then we can put him right out in the main foyer.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, Brendan is at his best when he's distressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but won't the natural wood design kind of clash with the more contemporary design of our furniture in the main foyer?
I see what you're saying. We've got a very modern look out in the foyer.
Well, it's a lot of glass and steel, and so to put a lacquered Brendan Fraser right in the middle of that, I don't know. I think
the glassiness of his eyes would complement that, though.
There's an accent point there. You're right.
I almost feel like the kind of neo-antique look that at least I'm envisioning. Now, it could be wrong in practice. Lordy knows I've had a few home improvement disasters. But I really, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing this retro, archaic, this kind of neoclassical, if you will, right in the middle of the foyer, surrounded by the white and black glass, the black leather seating on the sides. And it's just there as this kind of rustic centerpiece. We'll have a little commemorative plaque that'll say, "Here is Brendan." But I feel like that could really, really work.
Okay, all right. I mean, I could see a distressed Brendan Fraser is appealing. I'm not gonna lie. And I know people have been kind of like they like having him over there in the window. But people do ask. People ask, whatever happened to Brendan? Ever since we put him over there.
People liked him. They liked him where he was before, out by the secretary office. Because then everyone could enjoy him as they walked by. And back then, that's when we were going through our paisley phase. So he was there all paisleyed up, nice and bright, kind of gave an airy atmosphere to the general greeting area of the upstairs office.
Now, that's an idea, though. Paisley.
Do you think it's coming back?
It's coming back.
All right, so maybe we paisley him up. Just get a good paisley pattern together with we'll use wallpaper. We'll use wallpaper to do it.
Or some fabric.
Have you considered? Have you considered? I often view Brendan as a material just as much as a finished product. I look at him and I see 2 chairs.
Oh, okay.
What if we paisley him up, cut him in half, and then we got 2 chairs out for the... Again, it can go in the foyer, it can go in the waiting room outside the boardroom office. We could possibly get 3 stools out of him. And then we've got somewhere to sit out in the cafeteria. Our own Brendan stalls that no one else can have.
I like where you're going with this. Because, I gotta tell you, standing at the lunch counter has been awkward. And I think I would rather have a stool for us to have there at the end of the cafeteria line, between, the entrees and the desserts, where we normally stop and eat. To have the stools there waiting for us would be good.
Yeah, I can finally throw out my David Spade. Brilliant news! Brilliant news! I come to you with brilliant news. Guess who secured the PR rights to the latest Time collection? It is me.
No.
The latest Time books collection. This is a 12-volume book set that we have exclusive marketing license to promote.
Holy shit, Jim.
Oh man, it's going to be such an ad buy. I mean, yeah, it's cable and a lot of late night, but it's going to be a good spend for us. We're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be good.
So what are the books?
Huh?
What are the books that we're selling?
The books that we're selling?
Right, yeah, the Time Life.
Oh, you want to know the books that we're selling?
Collection. Yeah.
So I thought you said the books that we're selling.
The ones you literally just mentioned.
Right,
like
the one you
3
secured the
seconds
contract for. Yeah.
You want to pursue the line of question. You don't want to just be happy with it and then that's that and we can move on.
Okay.
This is leading me to think that we're not going to be happy if we continue this line of questioning.
Okay. Does Miley have a hand in this?
No.
Then what's the problem?
I never said there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem. I'm excited to promote Time's newest book collection.
Which is,
okay. I'm just bringing out the folder now. I'll pass it around so you can have a look at the covers, because like I said, it's 12 volumes. Each one has what I feel is an elegant artistic cover to it. The title of the series overall is My Old Genitals Near Some Cups.
whoa, hold on, let me take a look at this.
Oh god.
What? These are literally balls.
That's the most wrinkled punching bag I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
Holy
Richard
shit.
is an older gentleman. You'll see it in the About the Author section. If I can recall off the top of my head, Richard Lawler is a 63-year-old man
63-year-old man from Bryce, Connecticut.
Yeah, has long since had an interest in photography and his genitals. And this is his dream. His dream has been to, over a period of 3 years, no more, no less, take a photograph every day of his noble genitalia near cups and occasionally other drinking implements.
So a little over 1,000 photos of this over a 3-year period.
In a 12-volume collection.
Wow.
They're thick books. He's taken a lot, more than I feel I feel like he's taken more photos of his genitals near cups than model photographers take in a year's worth of photo shoot.
And they're all different.
They're all different.
It's like, I haven't seen 2 cups that look alike in any of this. The balls, clearly the same.
They're the same balls, but you'll notice they're always doing different things. Like where he's draping the sack over an antimonial cup.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
And you can see, given the elasticity of his old bollocks, it's a beautiful drapage, because they kind of come over the side of the cup like rabbit ears. What do you think of that one where he's left bollocks in a red beaker?
Well,
it's just the left one. It's classy.
let's back this up just a bit. Rewind a few minutes here. Why did Time do this?
Don't know. I think I think they liked it.
Now, this is interesting. Pair of balls just sort of resting at the bottom of a hand-carved wooden chalice.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite ones.
The chalice is amazing. I mean, there's an entire pictorial illustration of the rapture. And then, if you look at the balls, you can almost, the balls tell their own visual story.
Having studied these photos at length, I often feel like there's something comparable to the Bayeux tapestry etched in the wrinkles of his scro.
I think I'm starting to get why Time wanted to do this. These are amazing.
It's fascinating. I highly recommend you look up Gonads in a Gooksy.
Gonads in a Gooksy.
You see, what he's done is he's got his, squatted over the Gooksy cup, right?
Oh, wow.
Just descended the balls in. And then you can notice where he's gripping the shaft of his penis and just squeezing so that it's angry and red and inflamed.
Yet not erect.
Not erect at all, just engorged, yet somehow soft. And what he's done is he's kind of aimed that at the handle, which has been carved into, like, I think it's a ferret or a vole, is kind of carved into the handle of the cup. And he's just kind of pushing that in the back of the head while his balls are lowered directly in. And you can't really see it because of the angle, but I'm fairly certain he got the base of his sack resting just ever so gently at the base of the cup.
I don't know how he did it. I really don't. And he shot all of these himself without assistance. This was,
no external photography.
Wow.
I'd be too uncomfortable to take a photograph if I had my entire testicles and penis, if I had my entire offal in a Kodinka cup of sorrows. I would feel too uncomfortable to snap a picture, let alone a high quality one such as he took.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of my testes. But, there's a certain level of insecurity that I have around them. There's a couple of blue veins that are into places that I'm not, I'm looking into getting something done about it. But to have, not just the level of confidence, but the skill to shoot testicles as complex as these really are. I mean, they're beautiful from an angle that complements their features. I mean, he might be the greatest photographic eye of our generation. I'm stunned.
I mean, he's taken thousands upon thousands of these, and they all end on a really impressive one. Like, I think my favourite one is in the end of, I think it's Volume 3, Cup and Balls, is that last shot where he took the skin, just the skin of his testicles, and wrapped it 3 times around the Ringlemere cup. Which has got to be painful, because that's got sharp edges on it. How he got into the British Museum to do that, let alone, I mean, it's a feat and a half to wrap your ballsack 3 times around the Ringlemere cup, let alone break into the British Museum, do it without getting caught, take a photo, and leave.
When you first sent this over to me, I thought, oh my god, Time Life's getting into smut. They're pandering to the old people who just want to see some bouncing genitals. But, I have to admit I was wrong. This is just simply beautiful. I mean,
Richard Lawler's an artist. He's not a peddler of smut.
No.
He's not a peddler of... Okay, he tried to shove a volcano bolt, up his foreskin. But you can see the artistic reasoning for that.
Yeah, no, it's totally clear.
He wrapped that foreskin all the way around that fucking bowl.
And what it says
and
about us...
And could still drink out of it. That dog licking the milk out of it was just impeccable.
No, I have to say, this is something that I'm proud to be a part of. I was really... I don't know why you were so hesitant to show this. This is going to be great.
I'm glad you're on board with this. Because if this goes as well as we hope it goes, and Time's happy with it, I've got his next collection.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Well, I don't want to spoil too much, okay? I don't want to give too much away, but I'll give you a little hint, right? He shoves plates up his arsehole.
FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Additional music by Alizar Chand. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@AOL.com. And remember, no matter how fast or far you try to run, you'll still find us. Goodbye.